All right, so we just finished casting on with our long tail cast on, and now we are ready to do a knit stitch. So we've got our tail end here. We're going to move the yarn, move the needle to the left. So this is now your left hand needle. Got your working yarn, and you're going to pull up an empty needle to start working onto. Now you've got 2 strings coming off of here. One is the tail. Do not knit with your tail. Put that aside. Try not to grab it. I grabbed mine last night and knit half a circle before I realized what was happening. So now we've got your stitches on here. Stitches are formed by making a loop around your needle. You can see that. There's a back loop, and there's, oh, that's the front loop. That's the back loop. So we are going to take your right hand needle, put it to the left of that first stitch and under that front. Now you're going to take your working yarn that's attached to your yarn ball, not the tail, and come around behind and over that needle that's in your right hand that you just put through. And now you're going to take that piece of yarn that you just went through there, and you are going to grab it. So kind of scoop it out of there onto your right hand needle, and then you're going to toss it off of the left hand needle onto the right. So I'm going to go all the way across this row. You can watch me do these. So tails just staying out of the way, not looking at the tail. You're going to come to the left of your next stitch and grab that front loop. Take your yarn, wrap it around, and then scoop it out of there and toss it over to the right hand needle. So we've done 2 knit stitches. We do it again. Go in, around, scoop, and off. Now you see that my left hand needles are staying pretty close to the tip. I see a lot of times people who are new are going to keep their needles way far back, or their stitches way far down their needles. This makes it a little bit tricky to get it on and off. Just keep a hold on it, and they shouldn't be jumping off on you. If they are, your needles or your yarn might be too slippery for a beginner. So you want to maybe talk to your local yarn shop about what is a good yarn to use for a beginner. This is Barocco's Ultra Wool. It's a great yarn for everyday use, and it's nice and it's grippy on these wood needles, so perfect for a beginner. All right, continuing on. So come close to the tip, to the left of the stitch, go in and behind your front needle, wrap it around your back needle, scoop it out, and push it off. All right, I'm just going to keep going and let you watch and knit along with me. Feel free to slow it down, back it up, rewatch however many times you want. If you're really having trouble, KnitWIt does offer 101 classes and private lessons, or just stop in. Any of our people would be happy to give you any pointers if you have specific quick questions. But if you want some private one-on-one time, give us a call and we will be happy to set that, assuming you're in the Portland, Maine area. I'm doing this kind of half by feel even. Like I can feel this next stitch coming up and I keep my finger on it. And this is how I can knit. By feeling where my stitches are, I can knit without looking. It's going to be a while before you get to that point, but if you can start feeling your stitches and knowing where they are, it'll just be that much easier. So now we've got 2 left here. Make sure that you are seeing them both. One way to check this though is to know how many stitches you started with and then count to make sure you have the same number of stitches at the end. Now your last stitch is always going to look a little wonky. See how that's just this big loop? You can't really do anything about that. Your first stitch will too, but not on this, because the first stitch was into the end of the cast on. This is just because every stitch is held in place by the 2 stitches below it. That's why they're all nice and snug. This last one only has 1 stitch below it, so there's it's just this kind of extra pieces. And the same way, the ones on the bottom row are held in place by the 2 stitches above it, but this one only has 1 stitch above it, and that's why we're getting this loop. So there you go. That's the knit stitch. Bye-bye.